Iran. So the U.S. and Iran are on collision course, right? With the U.S.-led sanctions campaign has hurt Iran, but it won't lead to the collapse of the Iranian government. Not from what I see based on the black box, at least, as the country's economy continues to really struggle. So by increasing sanctions, the United States hopes to coerce Iran to return to the negotiating table. But this isn't going to work because it has the backing of Russia and China, and Tehran is going to retaliate by harnessing U.S. and allied vessels in the Persian Gulf, conducting ballistic missile tests, resuming its nuclear activities. And because it will do that because it has the backing of Russia and China, and because Russia and China, and particularly India, will be paying Iran through gold and through yuan gold swap mechanism, bypassing the dollar for oil, something that China and India desperately need. So Tehran will move readily to employ cyber warfare, conduct covert operations, use its regional proxies in Syria to strike back directly to the United States through striking Israel. All right, I wish I had better news, but that's what I see. Currency crisis in Iran in 2019. Despite measures it will take to protect its economy, despite getting influx of money from China through oil sales, Iran will enter a sharp recession in 2019 with gross domestic product expected to contract around 3.6%. That's what I'm seeing happening here. Iran, Syrian pipeline. This is basically the source of the conflict. Building Iran's envisioned land bridge to the Mediterranean. This is exactly the underpinning source of the Middle East conflict, and why Iran is making Syria into a proxy state with the overall guidance and support of Russia and China. So you're going to basically see a lot of rivalry over trying to control Syria. Now that the U.S. is pulling out, you're going to see more of Russia and Turkey interplay with each other. It's a very complex and convoluted. It goes beyond the scope of everything that we can't really get into it. But there's going to be diverging interests of Iran, Turkey, Russia, and Syria will impede any meaningful progress in settling the Syrian civil war. Syria is going to be broken up into various different Syrian rebel forces, Kurdish forces, Turkish forces, Islamic State forces, all operating independently with no cohesion. So the Syrian civil war operates in a very different way. We won't be so overt, and it'll be more about Iran trying to exert its influence to basically strike back to the U.S. and Israel through Syria.